All right, so we are going to be doing a 2-point perspective drawing on the Sketchio website. When you get here, make sure that you click English as your language. And on the left side of your screen, you will see a pencil here. Go ahead and click on that. For outline, make sure that you have black as your chosen outline color. And then for fill, you can adjust this % here and you will do 0 for the fill. You can also choose how thick you want your line to be. I'm going to do 4 as my thickness, just so that way you can see. You can decide how thick you would like your line, okay? Once you have that, go ahead and close your pencil option and draw a nice straight horizontal line across your paper here. Now this horizontal line is called the horizon line. It is where the sky and the ground meet, and it is often defined as being eye level with the viewer. So this is your horizon line. Now on both sides, you will also need to put down a vanishing point on the left and a vanishing point on the right. These vanishing points are going to be where all of your lines go back to. So once you have your vanishing points and your horizon line, then you can go ahead and put lines that are above the horizon line, lines that are on, and lines that are below the horizon line. But they must be vertical lines, and they can be any length. So I'm going to do one here. I'll do another vertical line over here. And then I'm going to do here. Oop, that's not straight. So I can do this undo button over here. It'll take away what I just did. I'm trying my best. And so I've got 3 vertical lines right now. One above the horizon line, one on the horizon line, and one below the horizon line. Now the first thing I need to do is I'm going to focus on this top line here, and I need to connect the top of this vertical line down to my vanishing point as best as I can. Once I've done that, I need to then connect the bottom of this vertical line to my vanishing points as well. Now that I've connected the top and the bottom of the vertical line to both vanishing points, I need to cut off my shape on the sides. So I get to decide how long I want my shape to go back in space. So on this side, I could choose to do it here, but I think I'm going to do it shorter just for fun. So there's one cutoff line. Notice that when I cut off my shape, I did the same exact vertical line that I did when I first started here. And I can cut off my shape anywhere over here, but I got to cut it off by doing a vertical line. So when I cut off my shape, it can be at any length. I'm going to do a nice straight vertical line. And I'm going to go to my tools. I'm going to see if there is an eraser. Let's see. There it is, all the way at the bottom. You'll grab your eraser and you'll erase these vanishing lines that go down to the vanishing point as best as you can. You'll get right up to the cutoff lines that you just made. Okay. Now I need to get my pencil tool back. And I need to go to this corner over here, and I need to connect it to the vanishing point furthest away from it this time. So I'm going to very carefully try my best to connect all the way down to the vanishing point. That doesn't look beautiful, so I'm going to do it one more time. This project doesn't look great unless you've got everything lining up to your vanishing points. And then this corner over here, I need to connect to this vanishing point over here. I'm going to move slower this time. There we go. All right, so now I see the bottom plane of this cube. I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab my erasing tool. You can actually adjust how big we want our eraser, I believe. So we'll do this. Oh, that's not true. Okay, there we go. So we want to erase these vanishing lines. So all we see now is this floating cube that looks three-dimensional, which is the point of using two-point perspective. So we're using two-point perspective to create the illusion of space. So we're taking these vertical lines and we're making them into 3D cubes. So once we get our pencil tool back, we're going to repeat the process to these other two lines. So the top of each of these vertical lines, I need to try my best to get all the way down to the vanishing points on both sides. Once I've connected the top of this line to the vanishing points, I need to do the same to the bottom. Now the next step is I get to decide how long I want my box to be on both sides. Once I've decided where I want to cut off my box, I can go ahead and do another vertical line that matches the line that we started out with right here. So I'm going to cut off my shape on both sides. I'm going to go back and grab my eraser tool. Now I am going to erase these leftover vanishing lines that are going to the vanishing point. So I'm erasing from the cutoff point to the vanishing point. I'm going to leave my horizon line there, but on the inside of my box where the horizon line is going through my shape, I can erase that. So now it looks like my cube is a solid shape, and then I can erase all these lines from my first shape that are in my design. I need to make my eraser a little bit smaller here so I can get nice clean lines here. So as you're doing this, try your very best to do straight lines and clean up any of your lines that shouldn't be there. So now I've used two-point perspective to create 3 cubes. Notice how on the horizon line, I don't see the bottom of a box and I don't see the top part of the box. I just see 2 sides of it. But on this last one here, we are going to connect the top of the vertical line to the vanishing points. Then we'll connect the bottom of this vertical line to each vanishing point. That one went way off, but that's okay. Then after this, I can cut it off and I can decide how long I want my box to be. So I'm going to cut it off way down here. And I think I'm going to cut it off here this time. So again, oops, let me clean up that line. Get nice and straight. Again, we'll go back and we'll select our eraser tool. We're going to erase all these little leftover vanishing lines that go to our vanishing point. Do this very carefully so it does not erase any other part of your work. And now because we see this box underneath the horizon line, we are also going to see the top edge or top plane of the box. So this corner here needs to connect to the vanishing point way over here. So I'm going to use my eyes to observe the angle that this line is going to go in order to connect to that vanishing point. And I'm going to stop because I ran into this block over here. Now this little corner here will also need to connect to this vanishing point. Luckily, I only have to do a teeny tiny bit because of the shape right here. Now I have completed my shape above the horizon line, shape that is on the horizon line, and a shape that is below the horizon line. I challenge you to do one more above the horizon line, one more on the horizon line, and one more shape below the horizon line using the same steps that were taught in this video.